prohibition and hitting it hard, but there's a variety, all kinds of fun things, a murder mystery and a magic show in Reno, a helicopter ride with an Alaskan bush pilot, baseball tickets for the Aces, so lots of fun things to bid on and help make the two organizations some money. We did the interviews for the library trustee position the other day. We had 2 candidates, and so we did make a decision, and that needs to go to the Board of County Commissioners to finalize and get that going. So hopefully we will have somebody new at our April meeting.
Is that going to be on the agenda for the next upcoming commissioner meeting? Okay, thank you.
The adult services position has been closed. I'm hoping, I had spoken a little bit to Chris, and I'm hoping Chris Sprouse, who's doing HR, and I'm hoping that we will be able to, Sherry was going to try to set up, Kim, not sure who I was thinking of. Anyway, Kim is trying to set up the interviews for the 9th and 10th of April. We have 6 candidates that we're going to be interviewing, and hopefully we'll get somebody good. There is nobody local, so hopefully if we're able to, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we will identify somebody and that they will be very excited about moving out here and be able to start soon, because summer reading is fast approaching, and it would be good to have someone for that position in place. We do also, and I neglected to put it on my list of things, we do have a library page position has come open. That is closing on Friday. We've already gotten quite a few applicants, and I've reviewed some of those applications, and I'm hoping that we can get that position filled really quick before the end of April, since it is just a 14-hour-a-week position, and we do seem to have some good local candidates. Almost everything on our budget passed with the tentative budget. Now, that is, of course, subject to whatever changes the BOCC needs to make in the in-between. We got pretty much everything we asked for. It was reduced by about $2,000 from what we had asked for, so I think that that's a major win.
CL, do you remember if that was like 2,000 from a particular category, or like 2,000 just from the bottom line number?
No, the full 2,000 came from the marketing. We had increased that quite a bit, though, and we have sort of spent accordingly, but it is what it is, and we will make it work. We are, our budget, I'm like being very careful at this point because our utilities have been much, much higher than what we had budgeted for last year, and so I'm a little concerned about where we are with the budget, but I think we should be fine. Some other things that have come up. We've been working with Thrift Books to get rid of our weeded books, and we had a contract with them that lapsed last week, and they wanted to push us towards a contract where we would have to scan all of the books that we were getting rid of, and they would decide which ones they would accept, and we'd be left with all of the rest of them to figure out a way to dispose of them. I finally managed to get a hold of our representative this morning, and she, after talking about it a little bit more, she thought that she might be able to do something if we could do a larger quantity of boxes at a time before having them be picked up, which I said I thought, right now we have 30 boxes sitting over there. 40 boxes is not so much to have another 10 boxes waiting wouldn't be a problem, because then they could be done via freight as opposed to UPS. And so she was going to try to run that past her supervisor to see if we could continue with getting paid. I mean, we get paid so minimally from them, but at least it's getting rid of all of the items and we don't have to deal with.
What was the company name again?
Oh, I'm sorry. I believe I said Thrift Books and it's Better World
Better
Books.
World. Okay, that was my question.
I've been looking into Thrift Books because they do have a location in Reno. And so I thought that might be a better option, but I've filled out their online form 2 or 3 times now and have not gotten a response. I'm hoping that they will also be at the conference next week and that I could speak to somebody in person because there is no phone number or anything to get a hold of them for that. There's also a third company called Discover Books, but their website's been down for the last few days. So I am hoping to find a solution to that. I had spoken to Carol, and Diane had stopped by too and asked what they were doing prior to that, and they were all going to the bookstore. And I said, well, what about the books that didn't sell? And they were like, yeah, they were in the bookstore. So I guess it was, either they sold eventually or there weren't enough to be concerned about. But obviously that's not really an option for us right now. So, yeah.
Just really quick, I wanted to circle back to the budget worksheet. I had remembered some different numbers, and I just want to make note on the record that the decrease in the tentative budget from the request was only $1,100. And that represents a $2,000 budget increase over the previous marketing budget. So it was just $1,100 less.
Oh, not sure where I got the 2,000 from, because I know when we had talked about it, I thought that that's what we had. My apologies. Thank you for catching that, Kelly.
All right, anything else, y'all?
I don't think so, unless anybody has any questions.
Are there any questions for CL about her library director's report? Okay, moving on to setting the date and time for the next regularly scheduled Library Board of Trustees meeting. That is scheduled for Thursday, April 25th, 2024 at 3 p.m. at the Churchill County Administration Building at 155 North Taylor Street in the Commission Chambers. We're all good for that date and the facility and everything? Okay, I
Yes,
just
it's
want to
reserved
also.
every month.
I'm sorry, say that again?
It's reserved every month for you.
Perfect, thank you so much. Yep, and then we will be moving on, seeing no old business, we'll move on to new business. Item 1, consideration and possible action to approve the monthly budget report. The budget reports are in your packet. I had a question about, there was the expenditures this last month related to your upcoming travel to Columbus and the cost of the conference and everything, and that's falling as under an LSTA grant line item, a lot of it. And so at some point, has that LSTA money moved into, to the county, or should we anticipate seeing that?
That we anticipate. I actually was not sure what the process was, and I just got a phone call from the state library the other day asking about the conference that Jay had attended in the fall and why we hadn't submitted the form to get the money to our account. I was like, what form? I had already submitted all the receipts and everything. I didn't realize there was another form to actually request that they transfer the money. So she has sent me that form, and that, I'm getting that done for Jay, and then we'll get that done as soon as I get back from this conference. The funding, though, that is in our travel line, and I had to split it up, and that will be our cost. The other costs are LSTA. It's a $1,500 travel grant, and so we are taking the max on that, but it is a little bit more expensive than that.
Okay, and then I just
hotel
wanted to circle back. I know you had requested the creation of the e-materials line item, and that is separating out the downloadable books and periodicals from the AV ebooks and e-audio, and so then that just leaves
What it's separating out is the physical items are going to stay in the AV line. So any DVDs,
Okay,
we're not really buying audiobooks anymore, and then anything that's online, so it's not just the downloadables, it's also the databases like Mango and Creative Book. But yes, anything that we're getting through online would be going through that budget.
okay, so for our understanding of it, in this transitional year, if we combine the two lines, that would be what is coming out of the $40,000 budget?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other questions about the budget report? Okay, hearing none, I'll accept a motion to approve the monthly budget report as submitted.
Motion to approve the monthly budget report as submitted.
Thank you, Tara.
I'll second.
All in favor, please indicate with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. And moving on to the library gift fund report, also included in your packet. Would it be possible to agendize in a upcoming meeting an update on the endowment from the Library Association?
Sure.
And Joe, you could probably speak to that, or I don't know if somebody else from CLA wants to come and
Sure.
do an
No, I'd be
update.
glad to. Would you like a report on where we stand balances wise, that kind of stuff? Sure, no problem.
Maybe like how it's performed over the last year?
Absolutely. Actually, I could make a copy of the Edward Jones statement, which gives you month-to-date, quarter-to-date, year-to-date returns, and then over the lifetime.
That would be
Would
perfect.
that be all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so
Will
much.
do.
All right, are there any questions about the gift fund reconciliation report?
No.
All right, hearing none, I'll accept a motion to approve the report as submitted.
Motion to approve the report as submitted.
Second?
All in favor, please indicate with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes, and that leaves us with the last period of public comment. Before we adjourn, I just want to reiterate that Mr. Weed has made himself available to answer any questions about the packets that have been distributed regarding the upcoming annual review for our library director. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Jeff or Joe in the district attorney's office, as well as Chris Sprouse, whose contact information is included in the packet. And with that, I will call us adjourned. Sorry, I wasn't quite as fast as last.